Hello, welcome to Toilet Topics with Cody Glott. In today's episode, I'll be talking about console wars. This was a great book. I grew up as a Sega kid, so that was my very first console. So it really got me into gaming and video games in general. Some of my favorite games are Sonic, Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe. I would play these games, solo with Sonic, and then with friends with the other games, and they're just, it was a really great experience for me growing up. I loved those games, but I also played Nintendo consoles as well. My first Nintendo home console was the N64, and then I also had the Game Boy Pocket as my first kind of handheld system. So I have experience with both companies. Even to this day, I don't have the newest systems, but I had a GameCube and a Wii, and then Sega was the only console I had from that manufacturer. Some interesting things about the book were it kind of goes into detail about Tom Kalinske, a man I never knew of before I read the book, and it just kind of highlights, his stewardship over Sega and how he pretty much made Sonic what it is today, and for that I want to thank him. And then Nintendo, I got more on their backstory and how they operate and how they do things. It was just a really great book that kind of told the story of two different companies, and it's my opinion if Sega of America were able to do their own thing and kind of didn't have to be stranglehold pretty much by Sega of Japan, we might actually still have a Sega as a home console maker. But we'll never know for sure, but it just seems how the book makes it seem, and how he writes it is just makes you think that, hey, if Sega would have just maybe let go of its ego, or Sega of Japan I should say, just let go of its ego and let Sega of America kind of do more how they want to do things, it could have turned out a lot differently. It was just kind of crazy to get the inner workings of how the business world worked, and it just kind of inspired me to look at different things. It makes me think hey, I wonder how it went between DreamWorks and Pixar and Disney, for example. I feel like that would be an interesting story to tell. I'm not saying I'm going to tell it, but I'm just saying I would enjoy reading something like that. The book was written very well. It had the different perspectives. Tom Kalinske, the president of Sega of America, was pretty much the main protagonist, and then almost like Nintendo was the antagonist. It's kind of funny to think about it, because when you think about it, Nintendo today, they're kind of like the Disney of the video game world. It's oh, no one could hate Nintendo, but the console wars were very real, especially in the 90s, and that's when I grew up. So being a Sega kid, I really enjoyed it, but I had friends that were Nintendo all the way, so I feel like I can live with both of them. They both have great games that I enjoy on multiple platforms. I just really wish that Sega would have stayed in the console business in some capacity, because I feel like they had a special kind of magic that we lost whenever they went away. Overall, I would say, it's a great book. I really enjoyed it. I actually listened to it, the audio version, through Audible, and it was a great just audio listen. The narrator did a great job. I would highly suggest you go check out the book. And I look forward to seeing any of the author's future works, and I don't know if he'll get into video games or not, but just from this book alone, I really enjoyed his style and how he told a story. Most of the books that I do read or listen to are fiction, so this is one of the first non-fiction books I've read in a long time and actually enjoyed, so it wasn't dry or stale or anything like that. So I highly recommend it. This is Cody Glott from Toilet Topics. Please like and subscribe. And some housekeeping notes. I will be trying to produce at least one video a week. I do have work and a life and everything, so I can't be pumping them out like some channels do, but I just do this for fun. So if you like my content, please subscribe and like. If not, more power to you. Go watch what you want to watch. I'm not going to control that or get mad over it. So this is Toilet Topics. Peace out.